Hello everyone, this is Gracie here. In this video, we will be discussing about borrowing cost. So, what is borrowing cost? So, borrowing cost here is the cost which is incurred to borrow something. To borrow something in the sense to borrow a loan. When you borrow a loan, you incur certain cost. So that cost is known as borrowing cost. So what can be that borrowing cost? So borrowing cost can be the cost which is incurred while borrowing a loan. So while borrowing a loan to be processed, it will have many processes to be carried out. So the processing charges charged by the bank. Then you will have certain stamp duty charges. Then after processing, you get the loan, you need to pay monthly interest on that loan. So all this is known as borrowing cost. The interest what you pay is an expense here. The processing charge is also an expense. The stamp duty what you pay is also an expense. So borrowing cost is a cost which is incurred for borrowing an amount from the bank. For example, Mr. A has taken loan from the bank. He is running a partnership firm or a company. Is taken loan from the bank. So while taking loan from the bank, he needs to pay processing charges for the loan to be processed, the stamp duty for the loan to be processed. Then after taking the loan, you need to pay the interest which is charged by the bank for the loan amount. So the expenses which is incurred on the borrowing amount is called as borrowing cost. Cost here is nothing but the expense which is incurred for a particular task to be accomplished or for a particular activities to be performed. So borrowing, the expense what is incurred is known as borrowing cost. Usually the expense is nothing but an interest what is charged. It comes under borrowing cost when you borrow a loan amount. So this cost or the interest will be treated as an expense, but not in all cases. This expense can also be capitalized. So when can it be capitalized? Why is it to be capitalized? So for example, an interest what is charged for the loan amount you pay every month and you account it in your profit and loss as an expense, as two expenses on loan or two interest charges in your profit and loss account. So this will be recorded as an expense in your profit and loss. You can also record this interest in your current in your asset side. You can make it a asset. So when can such expenses can be converted as an asset? Asset here it can be converted into in a fixed asset. Also it can be accounted as current asset. So from the interest which is charged on the borrowing cost can be recorded in the profit and loss, and in certain cases it can also be capitalized and taken into your assets. Asset for intended use and asset for intended sale. So it means that it can be recorded under in your balance sheet as your current asset. The current asset includes your inventories, where it can also be recorded as your fixed assets. So when can you record this interest amount what you get as an asset? That is what you will be learning in this video under borrowing cost. That is why a borrowing cost standard has been accomplished. Before understanding when can this interest expense can be capitalized, let us understand the meaning of capitalization. So what is capitalization is where we record the expenses into the value of an asset. Instead of recording it as an expense, we record it in the value of the asset, and that expenditure will appear in the balance sheet under your assets column rather than in your profit and loss or your income statement. So capitalization is nothing but where the expenditure is recorded along with the asset. Instead of recording it in the profit and loss, we record it in the assets in your balance sheet. So that is known as capitalization, where you convert that expense into your asset. So when can such this expenses be converted is we will understand here. So here borrowing cost according to Ind AS 23 prescribes accounting for borrowing cost are interest and other costs that an entity incurs in connection with the borrowing of funds. Yes. So what this definition or this line states is borrowing costs are interest and other costs that an entity incurs when you are engaged in borrowing of funds. That is nothing but when you're engaging in activity while borrowing a loan amount. So now let us understand what is qualifying asset. So qualifying asset is related to your borrowing cost. So what is qualifying asset is the asset which takes substantial time to be developed for the intended use and intended sale. So to develop such asset it takes a period of time. So it takes an ample period of time for developing such asset. So which is for an intended use and intended sale. What is intended use or intended sale is which is planned and which is meant for a particular task to be accomplished. So which takes a qualifying asset is an asset which takes a lot of time or a substantial time for the development of such asset for a specific purpose or for a planned activity. So why is qualifying asset coming under your borrowing cost is any loan what you take or any funds which is borrowed and the expenses incurred under it can be capitalized only when you are taking the loan for developing a qualifying asset. That is why there is interpretations of your qualifying asset into this borrowing cost. So when can you capitalize the borrowing expenses, that is the interest which is incurred as or convert into capitalization is when you take the loan for developing a qualifying asset. As I explained that what is the meaning of qualifying asset, which is a qualifying asset is an asset that necessarily takes a substantial period of time to get ready for its intended use or sale. For example, manufacturing a plant, power generation facilities, investment property, intangible assets. So to develop these assets like a power generation facility, it will take a lot of time for the benefit of the firm or for benefit of running of the business. It's for an intended use. Intended use is for a planned purpose. So it takes number of years to develop. Usually a substantial period of time is for 12 months. For some firm to develop such asset, it can take less than the substantial period of time, that is 3 months, 6 months, 4 months. So it is up to the organization or the companies rules and policies. The substantial period can be decided. So now when you take a loan for developing a qualifying asset and the expenses or the borrowing cost which is incurred, that is nothing but an interest or other cost which is connected to the borrowing funds can be capitalized or can be taken under your asset only when the loan is for developing or for construction or for developing a qualifying asset. So understood why an interest can be, when can an interest expenses can be converted into a capitalized or can be added to your asset side. Next is recognition. Recognition. So recognition means how are you going to treat this borrowing cost in your financial statement and how are you going to recognize it? How are you going to find out this as your borrowing cost? So here borrowing costs that are directly attributable to the acquisition, construction or production of a qualifying asset from a part of the cost of that asset and therefore should be capitalized. Other borrowing costs are recognized as an expense. So when are you going to recognize it as a borrowing cost or which is going to be added in your or to be capitalized is when an asset is used, when the borrowing amount is used or the expense what you spend for the on that borrowing amount or the loan which is taken for the purpose of acquisition or construction or production of a qualifying asset form part of cost of that asset which can be added along with the asset instead of considering it as expenses. That is how you're going to recognize as an asset. That is when you are using that loan amount for acquiring an asset For construction, when you construct a building, which is nothing but an asset which will help you, which is a planned purpose, which is for a planned purpose. That is why construction, production, where you use it for selling. So production comes under, any expenses related to production will come under inventory. That is your current asset. Construction, acquisition will be considered under your fixed assets. Of a qualifying asset from form a part of cost of that asset, therefore should be capitalized. If it is for this purpose, that is acquisition, construction, production of a qualifying asset, then it can be capitalized. Otherwise, the borrowing costs are recognized as an expenses. So that is your recognition criteria. Next point is, so borrowing cost eligible for capitalization that are directly attributable to the acquisition, construction, or production of a qualifying asset are those borrowing cost. So when you take a loan for acquiring for producing or for construction of a qualifying asset, then the interest what you pay for on that loan for which you have acquired for preparing a qualifying asset, then that interest what are you paying will be considered as borrowing cost, and only that interest can be capitalized. So when any loan which is taken for developing a qualifying asset, and the interest which is charged on the loan is nothing but the borrowing cost, or the expenses which is incurred on the loan is your borrowing cost. So that borrowing cost will be capitalized. So such, when an entity borrows funds specifically for the purpose of obtaining a particular qualifying asset, the borrowing costs that directly relate to that qualifying asset can be readily identified. So when it is specific borrowing, that means the funds are borrowed for a specific purpose to manufacture or to produce a qualifying asset, that is where the asset takes a substantial period to develop and has a purpose for the asset. It can be a current asset or it can be a fixed asset. Then such loan and the interest charge on it and the interest amount can be considered as an expense, which is an expense, can be converted to be capitalized, which is nothing but your called as your borrowing cost. But apart from your specific loan, you also take general loan. So that is a general loan which is taken not for a specific reason but just to meet your other expenses. So when you take such loan, then such loans are called as general loan. So when general loans are taken, if a certain part of the general loan is used for developing this qualifying asset, or to meet the expenses of their qualifying asset, or to produce or to construct, or a part of the general loan is used for acquiring this qualifying asset, then how are you going to calculate? So that is what will be explained, the borrowing cost eligible for capitalization. So in such cases, what happens is, when a general loan is taken to meet the qualifying asset or to meet the development of the qualifying asset, and the general loan interest can be capitalized, or such borrowing cost can be capitalized using the capitalization rate method. So capitalization rate method is nothing but, which is also called as weighted average method, where the capitalization rate shall be the weighted average of the borrowing cost applicable to borrowing of the entity that are outstanding during the period other than borrowings made specifically for the purpose of obtaining a qualifying asset. So the amounts of borrowing costs that an entity capitalizes during a period shall not exceed the amount of borrowing cost it incurred during that period. So what it states is, this weighted average cost method clearly states what is the percentage of the amount which should be capitalized from the general borrowings, what you have done, and that amount from the general borrowings when you used it to produce a qualifying asset, and when you're only using that amount for producing a qualifying asset, then this weighted average method will give you a percentage to fix how much can be capitalized from that general borrowings. So then it also states that the amount of borrowing cost, or the interest what is charged, or the expenses what is spent on such loan, whether it is specific or whether it is general, which is used for the development of the qualifying asset should not exceed the amount of borrowing cost it incurred during the period. So the amount what you are capitalizing shouldn't exceed the amount of the borrowing cost which is incurred, that is your interest which is incurred during that period. So when we work out the problems, you will clearly understand. I will clearly explain you all how is it being treated. Next is commencement of capitalization. So what is commencement of capitalization is an entity shall begin capitalizing borrowing costs as part of cost of a qualifying asset on the commencement date. So it starts as capitalization or or a cost as a part of the cost of qualifying asset on the commencement date. The commencement date for capitalization is the date when the entity first meets all of the following conditions. So what are the conditions is it incurs expenditure for the asset, it incurs borrowing cost, and it undertakes activity that are necessary to prepare the assets for its intended use or sale. So when can it be capitalization commences is when the entity starts incurring the expenditures, and when it incurs borrowing cost, that is when it incurs expenditure for the asset, the expense which is paid to the asset. Then when it incurs borrowing cost, that is the interest which is paid on the loan. And when it undertakes activities that are other expenses which are necessary to prepare the asset for its intended use or sale. So intended use in the sense for the planned purpose, or which has a reason to be developed. When such asset is developed and the expense which is spent on that, from the such amount or such amount that is the stage when the borrowing cost gets capitalized. So next is suspension of capitalization. So an entity shall suspend capitalization of borrowing during extended period in which it suspends active development of a qualifying asset. So what it tells here is the entity stops the capitalization or suspends capitalization of borrowing cost during the period where it ends the act, that is where it temporarily ends the activity which is engaged in the development of a qualifying asset. So when the activity for the development of a qualifying asset is temporarily stopped, then suspension of capitalization is stopped. That means the borrowing cost or the interest to be capitalized, capitalization methods will stop. So cessation, next point is cessation of capitalization. So what a cessation of capitalization is, an entity shall cease capitalizing borrowing costs when substantially all the activities necessary to prepare the qualifying asset for intended use or sale are complete. When an entity completes the construction of the qualifying asset in parts and each part is capable of being used while construction continues on other parts. The entity shall cease capitalizing borrowing cost when it completes substantially all the activities when it is met with the construction or preparation of the qualifying asset. So cessation of capitalization is where the total activity is done. That means the total end for capitalizing of that capitalization for that particular borrowing the funds which has been borrowed. When it is suspension, which is nothing but a temporary closation of capitalizing the asset, where the borrowing cost will be temporarily stopped to be capitalized, because the development of the activity would have been passive for certain period. But cessation of capitalization is a situation where the asset is totally developed. The asset is totally developed, and such asset is that such qualifying asset is being used for producing a qualifying result, or when it is used for an intended sale, when the activity has gained the required or it's achieved the objectives for which it is developed, then cessation of capitalization will be stopped. Cessation of capitalization in the sense the interest or the expenses which is spent on such borrowing of funds will stop to be capitalized. Then when it stops to be capitalized, in the sense the interest will be considered as expenditure and the capitalization will be stopped. As the asset is developed, that means the loan has already been the loan is also been settled. So when the loan is settled, obviously the activity is also done. So when the activity is finished, the capitalization will also stop. So this is the end process of borrowing cost. So let us get into the first problem to know what is exactly your borrowing cost. So problem on borrowing cost. The first problem states a company incurs interest at a fixed rate of 15% per annum on 10 lakh on rupees 10 lakh loan from a local bank. What will be the borrowing cost? Yes. So here a company incurs interest at a fixed rate of 15%. The loan amount is how much? 10 lakh. So borrowing funds is how much? 10 lakh. So what is the cost? How much are you paying or how much are you spending on that loan? It's nothing but your borrowing cost. So 10 lakh is the loan which you are taking from a local bank. The borrowing cost is the interest. They have given you the interest rate which is 15%. So the interest charged on the loan borrowed will be the borrowing cost. So therefore borrowing cost is equal to 10 lakh into 15%, which will give you 1 lakh 50,000. I hope you understood what is exactly your borrowing cost. So the other problems will be discussed in the next video. Thank you everyone.